All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Wahar, Rakha, Kodash, which in the ancient Hebrew tongue would be the correct names of the Heavenly Father, His beloved Son, and the Holy Spirit. Also want to give double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders, a great millstone. And as always, Shalom to the sincere brothers out there, the fellow laborers that's continually pushing out this gospel in all true faith and sincerity. So, I just wanted to go into another quick lesson concerning being able to discern where is true wisdom, all right, and who possesses wisdom, and deciphering between true men of the Lord and opposed of false prophets and false teachers. Because pretty much Jake, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's simple. And I say that respectfully, because we all were simple at one point before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, was gracious and merciful enough to wake us up. So Jake, in their pursuit for understanding, they pretty much are taken by these different guys because they don't have the spirit of discernment. They don't know how to decipher, or what measurables, should I say, they should go by, to come to the conclusion who's a man of the Lord and who's not. And that formula, if you will, is found in the Holy Scriptures, man. The Scriptures give you the clear indications of a man of the Lord, all right? Because Jake, they like controversy. And a lot of time their assessment, is fueled by envy. That's why you see a lot of Jakes rally behind different guys that come up against Great Millstone, because they look at it like, well, Great Millstone, they teach with authority. They claim to be the men of the Lord. Then when somebody come up against us, Jake tend to gravitate to them because they fueled by envy. Their whole thing is, we finally got somebody that's putting Great Millstone in their place, And even those who are sincere, sincerely looking for the truth, their assessments is off. They don't know what formula to use to decipher who's a man of the Lord or not, man. Like this guy, Rap the News. All right, you gotta be totally out of your mind to believe that this is a man of the Lord. And that's according to the Scriptures, because according to the Scriptures, which again, the Scriptures give you the formula on deciphering where true wisdom lies, all right? And there's a lot of things stacked up against this guy. And not just him, he's just the flavor of the week. But first and foremost, this guy, he never shows his face. You see? For an example, using myself, you go to my channel, I show my face on this channel, man. During the week, we do live streams, and you can see me. You can actually see me, along with the brothers. And besides that, we have a whole channel dedicated to our street teachings when we go out on the street, which that's another gauge, if you will, on where wisdom lies. None of these guys, they never go out on the streets, which that was commanded of Yahweh Shai. So that's proof that these guys doesn't have wisdom. And don't take my word for it. Let's get the Scriptures, all right? This is the book of Proverbs, the first chapter. In the 20th verse, it says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. Yeah, and I can pretty much close the video with that, man. This is the Scriptures giving you the formula on how to decipher who has wisdom or not. And it clearly tells you that it uttereth its voice in the streets. You see? Not just exclusively doing videos on the YouTube in the comfort of your own home. Okay? You might actually speak some wise things, but you don't have wisdom, because anybody can ear hustle, all right, and regurgitate something they heard, which a lot of these guys, they do that. And they're not going to ever admit that they actually ear hustle the men here at Great Millstone, starting with the apostles, all right? The way they thank us is by coming up against us, man. You see? But the scripture is clearly giving you the formula on where to find wisdom, all right? Again, it says, wisdom cried without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. Yeah, and the gates is symbolic to the areas where there's business, because you have a lot of people, and their whole thing is, why don't you go to the hood and teach? Man, the hell with going to the hood and teaching, man. Scriptures don't command us to go to the hood, all right? And furthermore, it's not going to be nothing that come from that but fights and strivings, you know? Nigga do a drive-by on the camp, man. We are not commanded to go to the hood, all right? Again, this is not a black thing. This is not a so-called black thing, a call to bring all black people together, man. It's an Israelite thing, and in particular, this is of the elect, all right? And we was commanded to go out on highways and byways, and in particular, the chief place of concourse, where there's business and a lot of activity, man, where a lot of the different nations are, because we are to condemn Esau too, and the other nations. See? It says, she cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city. See? She uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge, right? So we are commanded to go out on the streets, and this is where wisdom is found. So this is the scriptures giving you the formula on where wisdom lies and who actually possess wisdom. But see, Jake don't know that, man. You know, their assessment, you know, or the formula they go by is according to the world. You see? They look at a guy, his garments. They look at the numbers, the subscriptions, the followers, you know, the size of the congregation. You know, do they have a school or not? Instead of looking at what the scriptures say, the scriptures give you a clear path to where wisdom is, man, and where wisdom lies, and who truly possess wisdom, and furthermore, who is the true men of the Lord. See? Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 7. It says, wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. See? So yeah, you got guys, you know, with these YouTube channels, you know, and they opening their mouth, but they're not opening their mouth in the gate, which would make them a fool. Because the scriptures give you, again, the scriptures is giving you the formula, if you will, to decipher who has wisdom or not, man. And any of you out there that's scratching your head, you still on the fence, you wondering who have this knowledge, well, good luck, man. You know? Because again, the scriptures show you where wisdom lies. And this guy Rap the News, for an example, this guy never shows his face. Really, he's just a nigga who crept in unaware. And the scripture speaks about that, man. How there's some crept in unawares. And you're not aware of who this guy is. He's coming in the spirit of Esau, that serpent, that slithery snake spirit, man. You don't know who the hell he is. You know, he's just talking shit. You know, take your mask off, bruh. You know, what you got to hide. The scriptures tell you how the righteous is bold as a lion, man. So what you tiptoeing around for? Well, we know why, because you're not a man of the Lord, all right? You're not a man of Yahweh. And the scriptures tell you that. Let me get that real quick. In St. John, the 13th chapter, in the 34th verse, it says, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Yeah, and this love right here is not talking about that bubbly feeling you get, you know. I love my mama. That love is dealing with teaching his word. All right, the Lord said, love one another as he have loved us. How did the Lord love us? By giving us this knowledge. And in turn, we are to teach others. That's what it means by love one another as I have loved you. All right, verse 35, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples. And how all men is going to know? Because your face is going to be plastered out there on the internet, man. Okay? This is how all men is going to know that you're a true disciple. And this is how you decipher who is a man of the Lord. Because you're going to see him. All right? Again, that love is not talking about sliding a guy $20, because you could slide a guy $20 in your house and nobody will ever know it. But when you teach this word the correct way, out on the highways and byways with the camera on, and everybody can see you, then by this, everybody's going to know that you're a disciple of Yahweh Shai. Not by hiding behind some mask, putting up videos not showing your face. So this is the scriptures clearly giving you the measurables, if you will, on who is a man of the Lord and who's not. Verse 35 again, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. See? And how all men is going to know that? Again, you're going to show your face, which this guy, Rap the News, doesn't. So, you know, it's a rap for Rap the News, man. All right? You've been marked, and the destruction is coming. Believe you me, you're not going to escape the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right? Matter of fact, since I got that, let me get another quick precept. This is Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. See? But thine eyes shall see thy teachers. So this is the scriptures, man. So if you wondering if Rap the News is a man of the Lord, well, you should see him. Your eyes should see your teachers, right? So this clearly means he's not a teacher. He's not a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, you know, I just wanted to go into that, just throw that out there, because Jake can get simple. We late in the game. You know, Yahweh Shai is about to make his return. All hell about to break loose. And you actually got Israelites. And I'm talking about the Israelites who have been exposed to great millstone. You know, you have heard this knowledge in its purest form, yet you still window shopping, man. The Lord's going to destroy a lot of you, man. All right? You know, I just wanted to touch on that because the scriptures give you the formula, man, on how to decipher who's a man of the Lord and who's not. So with that, shalom.